Hello and welcome or welcome back on my channel. I am recording this little bit of an introduction after the beginning of the video because the little chunk of introduction that I had already recorded has disappeared. So yeah, welcome on my far from perfect knitting channel. I'm Alice and I'm talking to you from France. My battery died and so I had to change the setup in order to plug my camera to be able to finish this little chunk of video. So I was saying, I received my drops air for my scotty sweater and 3 extra balls of soft tweed, and that is for my Pagan Sky's husband sweater, my husband's Pagan Sky sweater rather. Because I realized that I followed the pattern instructions as to the yarn quantity I would need. Problem is, because if it is a women's pattern, I know I will need more yarn to lengthen the sweater for the body and for the sleeves. So yeah, I ordered 3 extra balls to make sure I wouldn't run out of yarn. So now I'm gonna resume on my scotty sweater because it is really early and I don't really want to tackle stranded color work right now, so stocking it in the round feels great. So that's what I'm gonna do while watching aka Nora Knits and drinking tea, and that's gonna be just fine for this morning's program. So, hi guys, this is still Sunday morning. I'm having a walk on the beach with my dogs who are on leash because, well, one of my dogs is kind of easily scared and there is another dog, so I'm being worried. Anyway, I thought this was a good moment to talk about my lack of knitted accessories as a knitter. I have very loose gauge and that has caused a lot of problems for me, so I've knitted myself 2 beanies. One of them is a fingering weight beanie and the gauge is definitely too loose, like I'm not hitting gauge on the pattern, and the finished product is beautiful but too big and it lets the wind go through. So as you can see, I'm living somewhere where there is a lot of wind
And I had made another one, which was a Musselburgh hat on a kind of heavy DK weight yarn, but the gauge was too loose too, and I wanted to frog it and do it again. Somehow, I don't know what happened, but I threw it in the washing machine and it was in Pagan's, and I can't remember, some Ericanite yarn. Basically, you're gonna think it's a pattern for me. I felted it, so I don't have any good beanie, not the hand knit one. This one on my head that's not properly fitting is my son's. I have quite a tiny head, it's 54 centimeters of perimeter, so yeah, I need a beanie. And I'm currently wearing a shawl, which is a fingering weight shawl. I can't remember the pattern it is. And once again, my gauge was too loose, which is not too bad for a shawl. Shh, shh, shh. Rita, no. Sorry, my dog saw another dog. Rita, no. She's the one who's gonna be scared and keep barking if we go see the dog, so yeah. I don't know why she does that. No, Rita. But yeah, I need to make another shawl in a DK weight and tighter gauge. And same for my beanie. So, more projects to put on the list for 2026, I guess.
Hey, so we are Sunday evening, and all the little chunks you've seen before this part are from the same day. There was not a lot of knitting done this weekend because my youngest one has been sick all weekend long. I think she got the flu. We were not able to see sorry, we were not able to see a doctor, but yes, between homework for the two eldest, taking care of the house, and family life and all that stuff, I didn't have much time to knit. But because I have stopped the previous video quite a while ago, I actually made some progress, some good progress on my husband's Pagan sky sweater. So I wanted to show you that before I go to bed, because I'm a bit tired, and as you have heard, I'm starting to feel a bit under the weather too, so hopefully my daughter kept her bugs to herself, but I'm not very optimistic on the matter, to be honest. Anyway, here is my husband's sweater. I have made a tiny bit after sleeve separation, so just those 2 centimeters here. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. I keep that was my beginning of row marker, so I will go get it after this. But yeah, here we are. It looks beautiful. I'm very, very happy with my attention on the color work. As you can see, it's not pulling anywhere, so I think it's gonna be great. The first one I made for my husband, the tension was way too tight here, and so he had folds, like creases like that here all the time, and it was not like, I didn't like that, so I think I will not have this issue with this one. And the Drops Soft Tweed was a new to me yarn, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's, I would not call it soft, because there are like Drops hair is much softer, and yes, it's not really soft, but it's good enough, you know, and it's not scratchy at all. Like, I have a rather sensitive skin, and I can hold it against my neck, which is generally where I have issues when the yarn is too scratchy, and this one seems to be just fine. So very happy with the yarn. It looks great on color work, so I think it was a great choice for this
pattern. My husband loves 3D yarns, so that's why I chose this one. That and the fact that I offered the yarn to him for his birthday, and his birthday is December 12th. 12th. Sorry, that's really hard to say for a French-speaking person. 12th. I don't know if I said it the right way. Anyway, let me know in the comments if that was at least close to correct our pronunciation. So yeah, I chose this yarn because it was a Tweety one, and because my husband's birthday is so close to Christmas. Generally when the time comes to buy him a gift, we already have spent quite a lot of money, so great yarn on a budget, always in for that. So that's my Pagan Sky. Another thing I wanted to say is I actually have cast on the Tonight Top by ViridimanMakes. I cannot show it to you right now because it's at work. I will try to make a little snippet of a video, but I actually knit it on my lunch break, and I don't really feel comfortable pulling my camera in front of my co-workers, so I don't know if that will really happen. But yeah, I cast it on. To be fair, I only knitted this much of the first panel, which is the back panel, so there is not much to show anyway, and it's entirely stockinette stitch for the moment on a navy blue yarn, so even if I had it, I don't know if I would be able to show that much of it to you. So yeah, that's my other project. And the last one for today, and the one I will probably keep knitting a little bit on before going to sleep, is my Scotty sweater. That's as I said in my previous video, I had made the full body and one full sleeve, and I had a sleeve to finish, but I had run out of yarn, and yeah, I started it this morning, and apparently the color difference is not that severe on screen. I see it. I don't know if you will see where I changed my yarn ball, but yeah, at first I started knitting with the new yarn ball, but I saw right away when I held it against my older yarn that it was not the same shade. That new ball of yarn is much less variegated than this one. Like the older one had a real mixed feel to it. I checked the label to make sure I didn't make any mistake. I have those. Like, it's rather easy with the dye lots and everything, and like even the label are a little bit different. Like, this is the old one and this is the new one, and I don't know if you will see, but it is like they are both air mix yarns, both of them, and they both have the same color number, which is 02. But this one, honestly, to me looks more like a solid color, like kind of cold beige, while this one, I don't know if you will see, has many more nuances of beige, and is kind of warmer and a bit pinkish, which this one is not at all. So I was a bit disappointed, but this is the problem when you have to add another ball of yarn and you cannot get the same dye lots. Anyway, at first I started knitting right away, but I realized that I could see where I changed the yarn way too much, and that was bothering me. So I ripped the little bit I had done with this one and then a few more rows with the older yarn, and I alternated each ball to kind of fade the colors together, and it's much more discreet now. Hopefully the plates motif will distract from this slight variegation, and over time it will probably disappear anyway. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna just knit a little bit and read and have a good night of sleep. Hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed.
Hi guys, I apologize for my voice and my face. I have a pretty bad flu. As I told you in the previous clip, sorry, my daughter got sick and then I got sick. So yeah, we are Tuesday, December 13th, and I didn't have the energy to do much yesterday. I was really in poor shape, so sorry, it's a bit better today, but not that much better. I will actually go back to sleep right after this, but I wanted to show you my progress on my Scotty sweater. This is the sleeve I had already finished, and between, well, mostly Sunday and Monday I did this much of the second sleeve. The way the sleeves are constructed on this pattern is you pick up around the arm's eye. You do short rows on the shoulder here to shape the sleeve. When you are finished, you just knit in the round for a while. Then when you reach here where there is a marker, you start increasing to enhance the bell shape. At the very end, you do a few decreases where my markers are here. Then you, on the last row before the ribbing, you knit two together while binding off at the same time, and then you pick up the stitches around the wrist and you do your 1 by 1 ribbing that's folded, and it ends. The end result is a beautiful and very snug cuff that stays in place. You know, it won't stretch out with time. So I wanted to pick up the stitches right now, but I'm feeling really tired, and my daughter, who is still sick, it's her 4th day of fever. She's sleeping right now, but I don't know when she will wake up, and she, like, basically what I'm trying to say is I should try to rest while she's resting to be available when she wakes up and needs a meal and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to bed. Hi guys, sorry for the terrible face today. I still have the flu. I have been home for the last 3 days. It's Wednesday, sorry. I've been taking care of my daughter, who has had a very high fever for 5 days total. So I was starting to be very worried, but she seems to get better, to be getting better tonight. I, on the other hand, I'm still feeling really terrible, to be honest. The flu is awful this year. So honestly, I think I will close this vlog here. I have to go back to work tomorrow morning, and it's gonna be harsh to say the least. But my husband came back from, like, he was traveling for work, and he came back, and so he's gonna take care of the kids tonight so I can go to bed really early. So yeah, as you will have seen, I have finished the knitting part of my Scotty sweater, and I have moved on with my husband's Pagan sky sweater. I will put a few images of those afterwards, but yeah, this is a short one, but trying to be truthful, and let's be honest, the 2 next day will be really hard with work and everything, so I will not have time or energy to knit or record or edit. So bye guys, and see you in the next one.